TRACKLIST talks. Discipline moves in silence. I stopped chasing motivation. After realizing motivation disappears, the second pressure becomes real. But discipline survives exhaustion. In every brutal moment where the body wants rest while the mission still demands movement, the truth rebuilt me differently. Now every workout feels less like fitness and more like psychological conditioning, under control violence, because the goal was never simply muscle. The goal was becoming the kind of man pressure cannot control anymore. Every heavy rep sharpens focus. Every painful breath kills hesitation. Every brutal session increases tolerance for suffering until difficult situations stop feeling abnormal and start feeling necessary. That is when the mentality changes permanently. More pressure, more focus, iron mindset. Most people panic once life becomes uncomfortable, because comfort trained them to depend on easy conditions. But years under iron train me to perform while exhausted, adapt while overwhelmed, and stay disciplined while carrying pressure heavy enough to expose weakness instantly. That is why the gym became sacred. Inside this room, excuses lose value. Emotion loses authority, only standards remain. The iron teaches patience, the pressure teaches control, the suffering teaches transformation. And after enough years surviving all three, fear slowly disappears from the system completely. There were mornings where exhaustion hit before training even started. Moments where stress outside the gym became heavy enough to justify quitting entirely. But I kept showing up because I understood something average people avoid. Discipline becomes strongest exactly where motivation dies. That is the separation. That is the difference between people who dream about power and people willing to suffer long enough to build it. Now pressure no longer weakens me. Pressure activates me. No fear, no weakness, no excuses. Survive, iron minds. Doubt is dangerous. Not because it stops weak people, because it slows powerful people. I learned early that hesitation destroys more potential than failure ever could. Because the moment the mind starts questioning itself under pressure, the body immediately follows. And that is exactly why I trained until movement became automatic, even in exhaustion. No hesitation. No emotional negotiation. No waiting for the perfect moment, because the perfect moment never arrives for people chasing greatness. Every brutal session became another war against uncertainty. Every painful rip became another attack against limitation. Every exhausting breath became another opportunity to build confidence through action instead of thought. That is how discipline took control. Not through hype, through repetition under pressure, violent enough to remove fear from the decision-making process completely. Kill the doubt. Kill hesitation. Keep moving. Most people spend too much energy protecting comfort and wondering why confidence never grows. But confidence is built through surviving difficult situations, repeating until pressure stops feeling familiar instead. That is what changed me. Now difficult days feel productive. Pain feels sharpened and pressure feels necessary, because the gym stopped being a place where I trained physically and became the environment where mentality itself evolved under resistance. The iron revealed weakness, the suffering rebuilt standards, the pressure strengthened focus. And after enough years under all three, excuses stopped sounding believable inside my own head. There were moments where exhaustion blurred vision and stress outside the gym stacked high enough to justify slowing down completely. But every time weakness tried to negotiate, discipline responded louder. That is the difference now. The body still feels pain, the mind simply refuses surrender. Because once you understand that growth lives exactly where comfort dies, hesitation loses power forever. No fear, no hesitation. No weakness survives movement. Kill the doubt.
after midnight. The weak go home. The dangerous ones keep training. There is something different about training when the world goes silent, when the gym becomes empty. The air turns cold and every sound starts echoing through the darkness. Because in those moments, there are no distractions left, no applause, no validation. Only pressure and the truth hiding underneath your discipline. That is why I became addicted to after-hour sessions. The silence sharpens focus. The exhaustion becomes heavier. The atmosphere feels almost unreal. And every painful rep starts feeling less physical and more psychological. Like weakness itself is being slowly removed from the system under pressure. Every breath feels deeper. Every movement feels intentional. Every difficult moment feels like another layer of mentality being forged through resistance. Stay silent. Stay focused. After hours. Most people need energy, music or attention to push harder, but the strongest sessions happen when motivation disappears completely and discipline is forced to survive alone inside the darkness. That is where transformation becomes real, because darkness removes illusion. Pressure removes weakness, and repetition removes fear. Now late night training feels almost sacred, like entering another state where emotion loses authority and instinct takes over completely. The iron feels heavier, the pressure feels sharper, but the focus becomes stronger than both. There were nights where exhaustion became so intense it felt impossible to continue moving. But every time I pushed past that point, something changed mentally, because surviving pressure repeatedly creates a confidence impossible to fake. Now difficult situations no longer intimidate me, they activate me. Because after enough years training, alone under pressure, you stop thinking like normal people. No noise, no weakness, no limits after hours. Under enough pressure, something ancient wakes up inside you. I trained through exhaustion for so many years that eventually the pain stopped feeling personal and started feeling natural. Like the body was slowly adapting to a level of pressure most people never stay inside long enough to understand. That is where everything changed. Because once discipline survives enough suffering, instinct takes control. Now every workout feels primal. The heartbeat, the breathing, the tension in the muscle before the weight even moves. Everything feels amplified, like the body remembers it was built for struggle long before comfort ever existed. Every brutal rep awakens focus. Every painful set increases aggression. Every exhausting breath sharpens mentality into something colder, faster, and harder to break. No weakness, no fear, only primal force. Most people spend their lives trying to avoid pressure because pressure exposes weakness immediately. But I became addicted to environments where weakness had nowhere left to hide. That is why the gym became more than training. It became transformation through control chaos. The iron built patience, the suffering built resilience. The repetition built instinct, and instinct built power stronger than emotion itself. Now difficult situations no longer create hesitation. They activate survival energy, a state where movement becomes automatic and the mind locks completely into execution. There were moments where fatigue hit hard enough to slow thought itself, but every time I pushed beyond that point, another level of focus appeared underneath the exhaustion. That is the addiction now, not motivation, adaptation. Because after enough years surviving pressure repeatedly, your mentality evolves beyond normal limits. And once that happens, average energy can never satisfy you again. More pressure, more instinct, more power. Become primal. After enough years under pressure, you stop chasing strength. You become something else entirely. I remember when exhaustion used to feel like a wall, when pain still had enough power to slow movement, and pressure could still create hesitation inside the mind. But years under iron changed something permanently, because repetition under suffering eventually destroys limitation and rebuilds mentality into something stronger than emotion itself. Now every workout feels unreal. The heartbeat gets heavier, the breathing becomes violent. The atmosphere inside the gym feels charged, like every brutal session is unlocking another level hidden underneath the version of me the world already knows. Every rep feels transcendent, every painful set feels like evolution accelerating in real time. Every difficult moment feels like another human limitation collapsing under pressure permanently. More pressure, more power, beyond human. People stop the second exhaustion arrives, because exhaustion exposes how weak their standards really are. But I stayed long enough inside, suffering for suffering itself to become fuel. That is why difficult environments no longer create fear. They create clarity. Pressure sharpens focus, pain sharpens instinct, discipline sharpens identity. And after enough years surviving all three, the mentality evolves beyond normal thinking completely. Now the gym no longer feels physical, it feels transformational. Like every session is rebuilding the mind and body into something colder, stronger, and impossible to control. There were moments where fatigue became so extreme it felt impossible to continue. But every time I pushed beyond that point, another version of strength appeared underneath the exhaustion waiting to be unlocked. That is the addiction, transformation. Because once you experience what it feels like to surpass mental limitation repeatedly, average energy stops satisfying you forever. Now pressure no longer tests me. Pressure reveals me. No weakness, no limits, no fear beyond pressure. Only evolution.